Hi guys, how you doing today? Today we're going to talk a little bit about reverse mortgages. It's just going to be informational for you today. And today I've got a good friend of mine, Tim.Oddo, with me. He works with Luminate Home Loans and he's a reverse mortgage specialist. So he's a perfect guy for us to talk to about reverse mortgages. Today we're going to talk a little bit about their uses, some of the misconceptions revolving around reverse mortgages, and a little bit about how they work and how they're supported, even by the federal government.
Yes.
If I'm correct. So Tim, why don't you start and give us a little bit of an overview of what is a reverse mortgage?
Yeah. Well, thanks, Andy. It's a pleasure being here with you today.
Great.
Reverse mortgages are definitely mostly misunderstood. They started as far back as the early 60s, and then the government kind of threw their hat into the ring in 1988. Ronald Reagan signed into law a bill that allowed for the government to do reverse mortgages.
Okay.
By and large, that was a very good thing, but there's still a lot of controversy around reverse mortgages.
So what do you mean by controversy?
Well, probably the biggest misconception of a reverse is folks think that if you do a reverse mortgage for your mom, that when she dies, the home goes to the lender and not to the kids, right? And that's just simply not true. So if you do a loan for your mom tomorrow, mom remains on title. She always owns the home, and when she passes away, the home still goes to the kids through the process.
Another question for you. I know that over time, people were saying potentially, hey, if dad dies, they're going to go and kick mom out of the home because maybe she's not on the loan. Is that still the case, or does that happen that way?
Yeah, great question. That was a problem before, especially if mom wasn't old enough to be on the loan. This is a deed-restricted loan based on age, so you've got to be a minimum of 62 years of age or older.
Okay.
So if dad was 62 and mom was only 58, that used to be an issue. They've since changed that. They made a bunch of positive changes since 2013, and now there is a deferral period that allows mom to continue living in the home even if dad passed away.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect. So, I look at a reverse mortgage as a potential planning tool for somebody. Doesn't fit everybody, guys, but for the right person, it could make very good sense. So let's talk a little bit about the uses of a reverse mortgage for a person maybe going into retirement or looking to go into retirement. So Tim, in my mind, there's basically two ways to use a reverse mortgage. Can you kind of help us understand how you might use those two different options, whether you want to knock out a mortgage or maybe buy a home with a reverse mortgage? Can you help me understand that a little?
Sure. And you're right. I love your terminology. It is a planning tool. I mean, at its core, this loan is there to help seniors, people that are 62 and older, to live out the rest of their life. It's a great tool if you want to try to live in that home as long as possible or age in place. Two main things. In the form of a refinance, you could refinance a mortgage and pay off a mortgage.
Right.
Eliminate the monthly mortgage payment for that person the rest of their life.
Right.
So it feels like they paid their house off because they have no monthly mortgage payment, which is a huge thing because that's typically the biggest payment.
Deal. Right. So in the event that you're going into retirement and maybe haven't put enough money away, now you can say to yourself, well, I could stay in my home, knock out my monthly mortgage payment. That cash flow would now come to me to help support my retirement. So that could be option one, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Okay, so never get kicked out of your house. That's a good thing.
Always own their home.
Always own the home. So if there's any appreciation in the house and you eventually sell that home, you will get the appreciation, whatever that's left in the house as far as equity is concerned after the loan has
Been paid back.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, I've got a lot of clients out there that say, hey, I'm going to retire. I've got a lot of equity in my house, but I'm going to move to Florida. Kind of like you're looking
Kind of like my shirt. Yes.
So anyhow, if I look at that and I say to myself, look, I've got $1 million of equity in my home, but I can't eat my home, Andy. I'd like to go buy a home in Florida. It's going to be $500,000. How might that work for somebody?
Yeah, this is a really cool aspect of this loan that folks don't understand. But what you can do is you sell your home here. You walk with $1 million in equity, Andy.
That's cool.
You could go buy an $800,000 home in Florida, so you can get a home that's almost nearly the same value.
Okay.
It's gonna be required to put down about 50%. So you can put about $400,000 down, and you finance the other $400,000 in a reverse with no monthly mortgage payment.
Okay, so let's stop there just a minute.
Okay.
So you've got $1 million coming out of your home. You go to Florida, you find a home for $800,000.
Right.
You're only taking $400,000 of the equity that you put in your pocket. Now, in my math, that means you got about another $600,000 that you still have in your pocket. Is that correct?
That's exactly right.
And you've got an $800,000 home.
And you got an $800,000 home with no monthly mortgage payment.
So, but you still have to pay the insurance and the taxes on the home. Is that correct?
Great point. Yes, property taxes and insurance. As long as you can pay those, then that'll keep you out of trouble, and you
Okay,
can continue to live
perfect.
there.
So, I'm going to tell you guys, reverse mortgage is not for everybody. It doesn't make sense for everybody, and that's okay. But it is another quiver in your arrow from a financial planning tool. Well, Tim, thanks a lot for the information. I really do appreciate it. So look, guys, if you need a little bit more information on these reverse mortgages, please feel free to reach out to me, Andy, Stonebridge Financial Solutions, right here in Lone Tree, Colorado. Or I'll put you in touch with my friend here, Tim.Oddo, here at Luminate Homes, and we can get you a little bit more information if you think it's a planning tool you might want to use. Tim, thanks a lot for today.
Andy, thanks. It's been a pleasure being here with you.
Have a good trip to Florida tomorrow.
Okay, thanks.
All right, man.